Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and it's Paydirt review time again. But this Paydirt is a little bit different. The only way you can buy this Paydirt is if you visit their store or call them. My good buddy John happened to be watching the Jeff Williams YouTube channel, and he saw him not only go to the grand opening of their store, but also talk about them later in another video. So he decided to give him a call, order some Paydirt, send it to me, and let me review it. And I've got two bags to review today. I have their $100 Secret Mine bag, as well as their $30 Placer Gold bag, or Placer Paydirt bag. So we're going to be going through both of those today. Now, they don't have a description on their website for this Paydirt, so I'm just going to go straight to the overhead, and we're going to classify this down and pan it out and see what kind of gold we can find. So at the table, I have my scale, have my Paydirt, and I am going to weigh this up, even though they don't have a description and don't state any kind of weight. I'm just curious, so let's weigh it up. Secret Mine is about 3.5 pounds, and their $30 Placer bags are about 3.5 pounds. Now this bag, I am not going to classify it or pan it out on video. I am only going to show the results at the end, because I really just want to know what's in the Secret Mine Paydirt. So let's listen to some music, and I'm going to classify this down. So finished classifying everything down, and as you can see, it definitely steps up to the -40, with the vast majority of it being in the lower classifications, which is a little bit worrisome for me, because I am afraid this might be tourist trap Paydirt, and in those cases, you generally don't find any gold in the -40. I'm really hoping that this is just normal Paydirt from a normal seller who only sells in their store. But I'm really curious to find out what you think, so leave a comment before you watch the rest of the video, and where do you think the gold's going to be at. Now let's check it for some magnetite and see if it's got any. Not much at all for 3.5 pounds. Yeah, almost nothing in here, so it should be pretty easy to pan out, except for the amount of Paydirt that is here. But let's just go do that. I'm going to go get some water, and we're going to pan this out and see where all this gold's at. So I have my water, have my pan, have all the Paydirt here, and let's just get started with the +10, listen to some more music, and see where all this gold is. Well, finished panning everything out as you saw, and that was a little bit difficult but really surprising Paydirt. But we're going to get into that in a minute. First, let me just show you the gold I found in the $100 bag, plus 10, 5 pieces. And this was really surprising. I wasn't surprised that I found gold in the plus 10. I was not expecting that much gold in the plus 10. I figured most of it would be in the minus 10 plus 20, so that was really surprising. In the minus 10 plus 20, even more gold, probably 30 pieces in there. So really happy with that. This is where I expected most of the gold to be at. Then in the minus 20 plus 40, even more gold, but not much. Probably again 30 pieces in there. And last but not least, minus 40, there was some gold. This was also pretty surprising. I really didn't expect to find any minus 40 in here. So let's just weigh it up, starting with the plus 10. 0.425. Then in the minus 10 plus 20, 0.955. Minus 20 plus 40, 0.110. And I know this minus 40 is not going to budge the scale, but we're going to put it on there anyway. There you go, 1.5 grams of gold, and that was in the $100 bag. And now let me show you what I recovered. So now let me show you what I found in the placer bag, and there you go. I did not classify this down. I didn't even classify it when I panned it out. It does have a mix of gold. Not as much in the minus 40, almost none in the minus 40. I think there was 3 little tiny pieces in there. Well, let's weigh it up to see how much we recovered. 0.405. So I'm going to be right back, and we're going to talk about the Paydirt difficulty. Now let's just talk about Paydirt difficulty for the Arizona Gold Ladies Paydirt. Now this stuff was slightly difficult, mostly because of the material. It was 3 pounds of material. It did have a little bit of black sands, and in the $100 bag, it had a lot of garnet sands, which made it a little bit more difficult to get the gold to sink down. So for a beginner panner, I would label this Paydirt as hard. For an advanced panner, it would be medium. And for an expert panner, it would also be medium, but it is really on the cusp of medium to easy. So there you go for Paydirt difficulty. Now I'll be right back with the ROI and the review. All right, finished calculating my ROI, writing up my review, and let's get right to it. This again was from the goldladiestore.com, but you do have to call them to place an order. Or you could visit their store in Golden Valley, Arizona, which I didn't do. It was through the phone. This was their secret mine bag, while this one was from their placer bag. Neither one had any stated amount of gold, but she did state that my secret buyer would be very happy with the purchase. Now here's where I have to throw in a slight disclaimer when I get to the cost and the ROI and all that. When this was ordered, it was ordered in a set where I got 2 bags of the placer bag for $55 because they are normally $30. This one was $100, but the shipping was lumped for all of them, and I cannot separate them because I forgot to call and ask what the shipping would be for just one bag. So I am going to lump all these bags in together, But again, I am going to be missing one of these plaster bags because I'm going to be doing that this Thursday. I will post a comment and pin it below if the ROI changes, but this should give you a very rough estimate on what the ROIs are. So let's get to the money part of this. The secret mine bag cost $100, while the plaster bag cost $30 or $27.50 if you ordered 2 of them, which is what I did. So this one only cost me $27.50. Shipping was $17 for everything. So total cost right here, $127.50. Now the gold I recovered, again, right here, 1.5 grams and 0.405 grams. Now, gold spot on the day that this was received was $58.76, which makes all of this gold worth $111.94, which makes my ROI 77.47%, or on my scale, a 7.7. And that's really, really good and really, really surprising. I have to tell you, and to be 100% honest, when I got this Paydirt in, I was convinced this would be tourist Paydirt, where you would pay $100 and find about $20 worth of gold, usually in the -10 to +20. And I am beyond surprised on how good this Paydirt is. The gold lady definitely was right, and I am very happy with this Paydirt. So for fun factor, I'm actually going to bump it up to an 8. Not only because I'm so surprised that it's a good bag of Paydirt, but the fact that both of those bags of Paydirt were totally different. The $100 secret mine bag had a lot of sands, garnet sands and things like that, while the placer bag was totally different material. It was more like crushed rock, and it was just totally different panning out. Both bags, totally different experiences, so I'm bumping the fun factor up to 8. Now for Paydirt description, I'm only giving them a 2, but this one really shouldn't count towards this review because if you call them, some calls may get a ton of information while others may just call to get the basic information. And also if you go in their store, I'm sure they will talk your head off and give you a ton of information. So please take that into account when you consider this whole review. But for what I got, I have to give it a Paydirt description of 2. For quantity and packaging, they're getting an 8.5. There was no guaranteed set amount of Paydirt, so they're getting a 10 for that, and it came packaged in Ziploc bags, but they were double bagged. For customer service and shipping, they're getting a 10. It shipped out really quickly, and they answered the phone and sold some Paydirt, so you can't go wrong with that. So total score for the goldladystore.com is a 7.2. And again, this score probably should be higher just based on the description. If you call them or if you go there in the store, I am sure they will give you a much better description than I got. So all that's left is to flash up the score and give away a 24 karat gold-plated dime. So let's just flash up the score here. Now today's 24 karat gold-plated dime winner, just this, not all this, is Anthony Salisbury. So Anthony Salisbury, make sure you email me so I can send this off to you. And to everyone else, thanks for watching. Happy panning. And if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you hit the subscribe button below.